Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I am bringing you a very special gameplay. This gameplay is my very first MOAB gameplay on Modern Warfare 3, and as you can see, I'm using the silenced PP90M1 with the extended mags attachment as well, and I am on the map Bakaara in a 6v6 regular domination game. However, before I get into the commentary about the gameplay, there is just one thing I want to talk about. I'm getting a lot of requests at the moment from people wondering whether I'm going to do an open lobby or when I'm going to do it, or just asking whether I can play with them online. And I do want to do an open lobby, and I am going to commit to do one eventually, but it won't be for a while. I'm pretty busy at the moment. I'm not too sure when I'm going to be online. I just pop online whenever I've got a bit of free time. There's no real schedule to when I go online, so it'll be a little bit risky for me to say, right, I'm going to host an open lobby at this time or whatever, because the chances are I might be a little bit too busy, so I won't be able to make it. But what I am going to try and do is do one after my exams are finished. Now, my last exam, I think, is on the 26th of January, around there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one early February, mid-February, early March, around there. That is when I'm going to be doing my first open lobby, I think, touch wood anyway. If there is any change, I will let you know, and as we get closer to the time, I will let you know the exact date, time, place, location, whatever, that I will do the open lobby, and all of you guys are quite welcome to come along. Anyway, let's talk about the gameplay now. I hadn't really tried to get a MOAB before. I had used Specialist a little bit, mainly with the P90, but I hadn't really given it a serious try. However, last night I was feeling so good, and I got 3 or 4 not just upload worthy, but really good games. I mean, I got this awesome domination gameplay on arcade, and I got a very good game on bootleg with the Type 95, and I got another really good game, and I can't remember what weapon I used, but I'd already got 3 very good games before this one, so I thought, you know what, I'm playing well, things are going my way, I might as well give it a try, and it worked absolutely fantastically. I also had a bit of good advice. I've been talking to several of the people I play online regularly with, a couple of mates, asking how they got their MOAB, and virtually a unanimous response came that they got it in a domination or a demolition game, in an objective game with a silenced SMG, and what they recommended me to do is basically to do this: pick one side of the map and boss it. And what I decided to do is pick this A side of the map. When you're going for a MOAB, you're not going to be the most objective-based player in the world, but by doing this, you still can help your team get objectives, because what I'm trying to do here is kill the enemy pretty much as soon as they spawn. So they'll spawn in the A area, they'll take a few steps forward, and I'll kill them as they go out from the A area, as you can see with those last 2 kills. And by doing that, it just keeps the pressure off the other objectives and enables my teammates to get on the B flag or whatever. So, admittedly, I'm not getting on many flags at this part in the gameplay, but it's all worth it in the end, because I get my MOAB and we end up going on to win the gameplay. When I first started this streak, we were losing, but because I was killing so many people regularly around the same area of the map, forcing them to try and flip spawns, forcing them to try and capture an extra flag, it really just helped the team as well. So this is the thing, the balance between a purely flag capping player and a bit of a slayer. They're 2 completely different styles of play, but if you do them both well, they both can be used to help out your team, and both of them can be used in the end to help win games. And this is what I want to do. I am currently on a 43 win streak. This is one of the games in my 43 win streak, so I don't want to throw it away, and I was not going to throw it away by going for a MOAB. If it was getting a bit too tight, I would have piled on the objectives, and you see later in the gameplay that I do pile onto the objectives a bit later on. But when you're so close to this MOAB, you don't want to do that, because as soon as you put one step on the objective, the enemy knows exactly where you are. And when you've got this specialist bonus, you're a wraith, you have all of the proficiencies on your weapon, you have loads of the perks. That was so lucky. If I would have died, I think I was on 22 kills there. If I would have died on 21 or 22 kills to Dead Man's Hand, I would have sent hate mail to Robert Bowling. I mean, it's such a bad idea. I have literally no idea why they put death streaks in the game. There weren't any death streaks in COD 4, and I got monstered at COD 4 until I learned how to play. And I think you shouldn't be rewarded for being terrible, and death streaks certainly do reward you for being terrible. But As you can see there, I managed to dodge the death streak, get my MOAB, and from here I was just so relieved. I think I pick up one more kill, possibly two more, and then I die on my streak. And to be honest, I haven't seen too many people do any differently to me. I've seen a lot of people get their MOAB and then die pretty much straight away. So the fact I managed to survive for another 20 or so seconds is actually quite a good effort. But I was so relieved to get this because, you know, quite a few of the people I play with had already got one, and I normally run assault. You know, I like running my UAV Predator missile attack chopper setup, the basic COD 4 style of setup with the UAV air support and then helicopter setup. So I didn't really give it a go, but this was the second game that I really went for it. I was using the same class before. Like I was saying, I've been on a bit of a good run, so I thought, yeah, I might as well, and it just all went well for me today. But if you were like me and you're still struggling to get your MOAB, I do have a couple of tips for you, you know, really good tips. Firstly, try and use a silenced SMG. You know, the SMG gives you the best maneuverability. If you use steady aim like I do on this, you get very good hip fire as well, and by having this high level of maneuverability and hip fire, if you get caught by surprise, you can strafe to one side and end up killing the guy before he gets to jump on you. So that is my first tip. Secondly, what I sincerely recommend you to do is pick one area of the map and patrol it. Don't roam too far away, because you saw, for I reckon about 18 of my 24 kills were in and around ADOM. I didn't charge around too much, because if you charge around too far, you are at risk of switching spawns. And if you're not quite on the ball and you switch spawns when you're not really paying attention, enemies can spawn behind you. I know they have tweaked the spawns, and I'm going to talk about that in a little while, but even so, take absolutely no chances. Try and stay in one area as much as possible. Don't camp, you know, because if you stay literally in one spot, the enemy will find out where you are and get grenades in. But as long as you're in and around one area, you can keep flexible enough to dodge enemy grenades and flashes, but still learn to control that area of the map, feel comfortable, and pick enemies off as they come looking for you. So those are my two main tips: silenced SMG and patrol an area of the map, and just keep trying. You know, I hadn't really given it a go, but if you have been struggling a little bit, sorry, I'll get my words out, if you have been struggling a little bit for a while, what I do recommend is do what I did last night. Just go in with assault. Don't even think about getting a MOAB. Go in with a few assault, and then if you're beginning to play well, if it's a night where things are going your way, try for one. You're not going to get one every night. You know, I certainly didn't get one every night I tried, but if you stay patient, stay focused, you will get there in the end. It just requires a little bit of luck. As you see, I survived a couple of very close gunfights, and that dead man's hand very nearly killed me, but I just managed to survive that. So if you get your little bit of luck with a bit of skill and follow the two tactics, you're going to get MOABs a lot more regularly. And what I'm going to try and do for you now is try and get MOABs with as many different weapons as possible. So I've used the PP90M1. I think I'm going to use the P90 next, because that is a very good SMG. I like the high magazine capacity and the high rate of fire of the P90. You know, some of the SMGs are a little bit, yeah, I don't really like them. For example, the UMP. You know, the UMP is a decent SMG, but I prefer the higher rate of fire ones. For example, the PP90M1 and the P90. Because when you turn the corner and run into someone, that high rate of fire really does come to a rescue. And if you bump into someone, the lower damage really doesn't matter, because you're well within the SMG's effective range, so you can just mow people down very happily. So what I'm going to be doing from now on is swapping in different weapons, trying to get as many MOABs as possible. I'm not going to put any time limit on my MOAB, you know. I'm going to just try it when I feel like it, like I did last night. Just go in, play a bit of assault, play a bit of casual gameplay, and if I'm playing well, I'll whack out my MOAB class. Anyway, guys, I think that's enough on the gameplay now. There's not too long to go in this game. Before I go, I just want to, you know, remind you again, please try and follow me on Twitter. You know, I'm beginning to build up a few followers on Twitter, and I really would appreciate it, if you would follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description again. And guys, thank you again for watching. You know, you've been very patient with me with this MOAB. I've finally got it, and guys, there is some super gameplay coming up for you over the next few days. I'm really pleased with my session last night and the night before. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a fantastic day.